Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about practicing equanimity using a passage that comes from this book, The Heart of the Buddha's Teaching, Transforming Suffering into Peace, Joy, and Liberation by Thích Nhất Hạnh. And before I go ahead and read this passage aloud to you, which by the way comes from the chapter of this book that is titled The 7 Factors of Awakening, I wanted to briefly touch upon what equanimity is. So equanimity to me means maintaining one's composure and psychological stability, regardless of what is going on around oneself. So I'll go ahead and read the relevant passage from this book aloud to you now. Here it goes. The 7th factor of awakening is equanimity, or letting go. Equanimity is an aspect of true love. It is far from indifference. Practicing equanimity, we love everyone equally. In the example of the saw, the Buddha says, "Even if robbers cut your limbs off with a saw, if anger arises in you, you are not a follower of my teachings. To be a disciple of the Buddha, your heart must bear no hatred. You must utter no unkind words. You must remain compassionate, with no hostility or ill will." As a young monk, I memorized these words and even put them to music. This teaching touches our most noble intention, but it is the opposite of our strong habit energies. To transform these habit energies and realize our noblest intention, the Buddha and the Venerable Shariputra taught us, number 1, to practice equanimity in the face of harsh words. Number 2, to learn not to feel annoyance, bitterness, or dejection. And number 3, not to feel elated when praised, because we know that any praise is not for us as an individual, but for many beings, including our parents, teachers, friends, and all forms of life. In the greater discourse on the example of the elephant's footprint, Shariputra shows the way to meditate on the 4 great elements in order to practice equanimity. When we meditate on the elements of earth, water, fire, and air inside and outside our bodies, we see that we and they are the same. When we transcend our idea of a separate self, our love will contain equanimity, knowing that we and others are truly the same. So that is the passage that I wanted to share with you today from this book. And based on what I've just shared with you, I wanted to ask you whether you have been practicing equanimity in your life. Do you find yourself getting easily ruffled and disturbed by the things that happen to you or around you? And if so, it's time for you to put into practice equanimity, because honestly, when you allow yourself to be disturbed or get angry, you are really harming yourself. And I say this as someone who is a work in progress herself, because there are things that happen on a day-to-day basis that might cause me to get irritated or annoyed or frustrated or to feel dejected. But I try to use what I learn from every book I read, especially this one, to learn how to practice things like equanimity and how to be a better person in general. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you learned something very valuable about practicing equanimity in your life. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to and or watch my video today. It really means a lot to me. And with that, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.